Even when it doesn't feel good, feedback can be a really, really good thing. But first, I want us to make a distinction between feedback and criticism because I think that's important. Feedback is the energy or the return energy of what's put out. This means that feedback is information about or reactions to our state of being and our performance and our way of being in relationship. Feedback comes to us as a response or a reaction or sometimes as comments or a review of what we do and how we show up at any given moment. And feedback has a purpose. The purpose of feedback is to provide us with guidance or direction that will serve as the influence for modification or change in our behavior and in our energy. So in other words, feedback is a cue that something we do or say or how we behave needs to change. That's all it is. Now that sounds pretty harmless, but here comes the challenge. Most feedback either feels or sounds critical, which means that it's going to trigger a toxic memory or a feeling, which then motivates us to discount the feedback we're receiving. We can't even hear it. So what is criticism then? If feedback is criticism, what is criticism? Criticism is feedback that demoralizes, condemns, judges, or blames. It's feedback that is consciously or unconsciously offered to manipulate or control. That's the difference. Where feedback is offered to motivate, correction, or change, criticism is offered to manipulate and control. And in many, many cases, while what people offer as constructive criticism, what they want to give us, it actually criticizes us. And that's what leads to a mental or emotional shutdown, and we can lose the value of what's being offered because criticism is an offering. Now, here's the good news. All criticism is feedback. And here's the bad news. All criticism is feedback. What I mean is this: whether it's positive or negative, productive or unproductive, all feedback is telling you something you need to know about yourself. And what you hear and how you hear it has nothing to do with who's saying it. All feedback is about who you be and how you be, and it's bringing that to your awareness. There's something you need to change, beloved. Whether it is coming at you from your mother or your sister or your boss or your coworker or your partner. Feedback is a source of information for self-improvement, and it can be received and used as the foundation for altering and changing your way of being or a specific course of behavior.